Loving adult children can be harder than loving them when they were young. When they were small, love was a series of visible actions. It meant guidance. It meant protection. It meant providing a clear sense of direction in a world that felt too big for them. You were the navigator, the shield, and the ultimate problem solver. But when they grow older, love undergoes a profound metamorphosis. It changes its shape, its weight, and its language. Many parents still love as deeply as they ever did, but they carry a quiet, heavy worry in their hearts. Am I helping, or am I interfering? Am I offering support, or am I overstepping? The truth is, the line between care and control becomes thinner with every passing year. It becomes a delicate thread, easily snapped and difficult to mend. This is a journey about learning where that line truly lives and how love can cross generations without crossing boundaries. The struggle of mismatched love. Family therapists often observe a heartbreaking irony. Adult parent-child relationships rarely struggle because there is a lack of love. They struggle because of mismatched expressions of love. What once felt like vital care to a 10-year-old can feel like intrusive surveillance to a 35-year-old, even when the parent's intentions are pure, golden, and rooted in deep affection. Research in family psychology consistently shows a clear pattern. Adult children feel the greatest sense of closeness to parents who can master two things: warmth without pressure and interest without judgment. It is the difference between a spotlight that exposes every flaw and a hearth that simply provides warmth. This story is about one father, Thomas, who had to learn how to dim the spotlight and light the hearth. The engineer's dilemma. Thomas is 74 years old. He's a retired engineer, a man of blueprints, logic, and structural integrity. He's thoughtful, practical, and deeply accustomed to the satisfaction of solving a problem. For 30 years, he raised his children the way he managed his projects, by planning ahead, anticipating needs, and stepping in quickly the moment something seemed off. To Thomas, a child's struggle was like a bridge with a hairline fracture. It required immediate intervention before the damage spread. And it worked. It worked beautifully when they were young. But as his children became adults, a strange silence began to fill the rooms of their relationship. They still loved him. They still visited for Sunday dinners, but they shared less. They stopped telling him about their challenges. They stopped asking for his advice. Thomas felt like a master mechanic whose tools no longer fit the bolts. He was willing to help, but he found himself locked out of the workshop. He couldn't understand why his desire to help was being met with polite distance. Way number 1, offer support without assuming a problem. Thomas began to analyze his conversations. He realized he almost always started with a voice of concern. "Are you sure that's a good idea, son? Have you thought through the risks of that promotion, Emily? Do you want me to look into that for you? I could fix it." He thought he was being a safety net, but research suggests that starting a conversation with "I'm worried about you" often translates to "I don't think you were capable of handling your own life." One day, Thomas tried a new blueprint. His daughter was telling him about a difficult project at work. Every instinct told him to warn her about the burnout he saw coming. Instead, he paused. He took a breath and said, "That sounds like it's really important to you." No fixing, no warnings, no suggestions on how to manage her calendar, just a simple recognition of her reality. The result was immediate. His daughter didn't shut down. Instead, she spoke longer and more freely than she had in months. By removing the fixer role, Thomas created a space where she could simply be a daughter. Way number 2, ask permission before giving advice. Thomas believed, as many of us do, that wisdom is meant to be passed down. He had 70 years of data. They had 30. To him, withholding advice felt like watching someone walk toward a cliff and saying nothing. But he learned a surprising psychological truth. Advice is a gift that can only be received if the recipient's hands are open. When we give advice without being asked, the brain's threat system, the amygdala, often activates. The receiver feels judged or controlled. However, when advice is invited, a different part of the brain lights up, the prefrontal cortex, which is open to learning and reasoning. Thomas began a new practice. Whenever he felt a solution rising in his throat, he asked a simple question first. Would you like my thoughts on this, or do you just want me to listen right now? Sometimes the answer was, I just need to vent, Dad. It was hard for Thomas to sit on his hands, but he respected the answer. And because he respected the no, his children began to say yes more often. Trust was slowly returning, not because of the quality of his advice, but because of his respect for their choice. Way number 3, respect their emotional autonomy. When Thomas's son was going through a difficult period in his marriage, Thomas felt a crushing sense of anxiety. He wanted to step in. He wanted to manage the situation, to call the spouse, to provide the right words to say. But psychologists note that rescuing adult children from their own emotions can actually stunt their growth and damage the relationship. It communicates, I don't trust your strength. This time, Thomas resisted the urge to be the hero. He sat with his son in the silence of his pain. He didn't offer a 5-step plan for reconciliation. He simply said, I know you'll find your way through this. I'm right here if you need me. That sentence carried more weight than any engineering solution ever could. It provided a different kind of structural integrity, the kind that comes from knowing you are believed in. Way number 4, express love without monitoring. Thomas often helped his children with the hidden hope that it would lead to more time together or more gratitude. But love with an invoice attached feels heavy. It feels like a debt. Research in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships shows that unconditional expressions of care, those that require nothing in return, are the ones that truly strengthen adult bonds. Thomas started a small habit. He would send a text message or leave a voicemail with a simple message. I was just thinking of you today and wanted to know I love you. No need to reply, I know you're busy. And he meant it. By removing the obligation of a response, he made his love a true gift rather than a social contract. He found that when he stopped demanding a connection, his children began to seek it. The emotional shift. Love doesn't need to manage to matter. Nothing changed overnight. The silence didn't evaporate in a day. But gradually, the air between Thomas and his children grew warmer. They began to open up. Not because he tried harder to pull them close, but because he had the strength to step back. Thomas learned something quietly powerful. Love doesn't need to manage to matter. In fact, the less he managed their lives, the more he mattered in them. He moved from being the chief engineer of their lives to being their most trusted consultant, someone they came to by choice, not by habit. Why this works: the psychology of respect. Why does this shift in parenting work so effectively? It comes down to a fundamental human need: autonomy. As we age, our need to feel competent and in control of our own story doesn't diminish, it grows. When a parent respects an adult child's boundaries, they are sending a profound message: I trust you. Trust is the ultimate lubricant for family relationships. Boundaries are not walls that keep people out. They are the gates that allow for healthy, respectful entry. They don't weaken love, they protect it from the friction of resentment. How you can apply this today. You don't have to change everything at once. You don't have to be perfect. Choose one shift. Choose one sentence. Choose one intentional pause. The next time your adult child tells you about a problem, try to stay in the pause for 5 seconds longer than usual. Resist the urge to fix. Just listen. That single moment of restraint is enough to begin a new chapter. Final takeaway: a love that lasts. The goal of parenting changes as the years go by. In the beginning, they are our world. In the end, we are the ones who witness their world. Love that respects boundaries is the love that lasts. It is a love that says, I am here, I am for you, but I am not instead of you. If this reflection resonated with you, Please like the video and share it with a friend who might be navigating these same waters. Subscribe to our channel for more insights on family, aging, and the grace of meaningful connection. Because even late in life, our love can still evolve. And when we change the way we love, we change the way we live.